Alright guys, welcome back. We got the final week of the Champions of Fortune side quest. So number one, you got to go into your in-game mail, get the key to the city, and you can pick up the last key. Also, we got more objectives. We'll be able to defeat these final characters. You don't really need dual targets if you're going to go ahead and do the actual side quest. You can even just auto fight the lower levels and you will complete these very easily. And we have objectives again. You have to defeat Bullseye in threat level 1 and 2 with a hashtag hero. 3 and 4, you have to defeat him with a mercenary. Don't need a full team. You can knock him down to like 1% health, tap him with a mercenary, and that will count. And then for threat level 5, you need to use a all mercenary team or a all mutant team. We're probably going to go mutant team here. So let's go ahead into threat level 5. And we can take a quick look at the paths that we're going to take here. There is a node on Kingpin here that is when inflicting the defender with a damaging debuff, the attacker has a 20% chance per damaging debuff on the defender to gain true accuracy. So if you are going on the left-hand side, then if you put a bunch of damaging debuffs on, then you will get true accuracy in order to bypass his very annoying like evade. Okay, so I think this week the left side is probably the easier way to go. But we can always go with the hard path first. Again, path-wise, the right side is going to be aggressive, aggression, prowess, standing immunity, and rooted. You just standing immunity. So if they're going to be immune to debuffs, but when you knock them down, you'll be able to apply debuffs, and then you can keep that refreshed as long as you're hitting them. And then on the left side, some unblockable specials is really the only thing that you want to worry about there. So the only thing I'd worry about on the left side is the Jessica Jones is probably the most annoying fight there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a full mutant team here. I'm going to grab Apocalypse, and I'm going to grab, like, if I want the pre-fight, so let's go ahead and use Mr. Sinister. We can go ahead and let's throw, if we want to use champions that are going to be able to help with against Bullseye, if you use someone like a Bishop, or if you use Storm. Do I have a ranked up Storm on this one? And also Storm Pyramid X will help, regular Storm will help, but Bishop is going to be the one on this account that I think we're going to use. And then I can go ahead and throw Professor X and Iceman on the team, right? Because if you have someone who can deal with some passive stuns there, if he tries to purify your stun, you can go ahead and he'll get stunned anyway if you use Bishop. So here we're going to go ahead and use Apocalypse. And then we can make either someone a horseman, or also we're just starting immediately with 4 champions. Now here I am going in with my best champions, and if there is a request to do it with lower level champions, we can do that as well. There is root or rooted, so you got to be careful with that timer. You want to stay away from the opponent when that timer ends, or at least if you're going to get rooted, then make sure that you have a special ready to go. So I'm keeping an eye on that little hand timer there on the top right. So even though he's stunned here, I'm going to back off, let him get rooted, and then I can go ahead and drop a special to finish that one off. So the fights are fairly easy, I think, much easier than some of the other nodes that we've faced this month. So not so bad here. We can go ahead and maybe we'll use Professor X for a fight. The more charges he has, it'll just increase mutant abilities everywhere else. Okay, missed that timing. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to back up, let him get rooted, knock him down. And now I can put debuffs on, as long as I keep hitting to keep that blue timer up. Here we go, keep it up, but just make him spam special ones is fine. Let's go ahead and let him hit into me here. Gross. I haven't played Professor X in a little while, so there we go. Get some back-to-back specials. Back off again, let him get rooted. Well, not the best move there, but that's fine. We do finish him off. Not the best. I haven't played Professor X in a little while, but still works. We can go ahead. We'll just go ahead with Apocalypse again. There we go. Get Electro rooted. Okay, get that hit in, make sure we can go ahead and get some debuffs on now. There we go, big special one. Again, be careful with the root timer, I'm just going to back off. And that's the end of that one. Again, pick your best champs. Go in and don't forget, we're also after this fight, we're going to go ahead and do the gold path. Here, let's go ahead and use Iceman for a fight. While he is debuff immune, those passive cold snaps are still there. You know what, we can go ahead for fun, and we can just tank a special 3. We're only going to take 5% damage anyway, and we're bleed immune. So it doesn't matter, we can just be super aggressive here with Iceman. And there we go, super fast, nice big heavy attack. And we bypassed that last bit of his invulnerability there at the end. So that was also very nice. So here, just make sure that you take the bottom here, go around and grab the gold. There's Titania, who's going to be one of the champions that you probably need to fight for to get your objectives. Oh, I forgot to take a look at her. Oops, forgot to take a look at her nodes. Always gotta remember to look at that. But again, it doesn't look like there's too much here to worry about. Always just be careful of her haymaker there at the beginning. Looks looks like it's just one of those nodes where the more hits you get, they start with like a certain amount of armor, and then you just get armor breaks on every hit. So nothing too crazy here. The longer you're in the fight, the more damage you're going to be doing. There, my parry was nowhere to be found. Is it like breakthrough or whatever that is? So, the longer you're in the fight, the more damage you're going to be doing. And there we go. Sorry about that for not looking at the actual node again. Here, this is one of the regular ones, so the same thing. Let's go with Bishop here against Kingpin, because again, if he tries to shrug off my parry, he'll get passively stunned instead. But first I have to knock him down. Okay, back off, let him get rooted. Here, that passive stun came in helpful. Don't want to deal with Kingpin special 2. And there we go. Now this, I guess, will be the harder path because we removed the node that would make the Bullseye fight easier. So here, again, when the attacker blocks a hit during the defender's specials, they gain a non-stacking Bulwark passive, increasing their block proficiency. So I think blocking is hit even, but he does put bleeds on you. But I guess your block damage goes up. The final hit will reduce some of your power, and they're immune to power drain, power steal. So it shouldn't be. Let's you know what we can do. We can go ahead. We can take. I guess a tip to me would be if you have Apocalypse, you can make someone bleed immune. So we're going to go ahead and put it on Bishop. So it should make the fight. This is probably one of the best champions I think you could use for this, because he is. He's now going to be bleed immune. And he's going to be able to, so we've got like a Bulwark passive there that has increased our block proficiency a ton. And again, Bullseye, when he goes over his Killer Instinct, you want him to throw that special because there's a chance for him to evade like your next hit. So here again, I'm just going to block it. Probably should have waited for the special too, but that's fine. Special one will work as well. And again, you can see I'm barely taking any damage on the because of the node. So as long as your timing is up on blocking his special one, he's a lot easier than the than in the actual event quest. And there I was actually saved by the Apocalypse pre-fight. So again, anybody with a Horseman, you're not going to take bleed damage, you'll become bleed immune. And then if you, either you could use the White Magneto pre-fight to help with him shrugging off stuns, or you could, again, use Bishop, Storm Pyramid X. Lots of options there, but I think that made it seem fairly easy. And again, if you do the other path, which we could then potentially do as well, then you're going to see that it is, we can try it maybe with some different champions out there, because again, we don't need to use specifically mutant champions to do it or mercenary champions to do it. We could just use anybody. So hopefully that helps, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.